Interested in learning more about Montpelier, Vermont, our country's smallest capital? Well, stick around because today I'll be showing and telling you all about it. Hey, what's up guys? Jacob Barnes here with EXP Realty to tell you all about Montpelier, but real quick, if you could hit the thumbs up and subscribe for future Vermont videos, I'd totally appreciate it. As you can see, I'm actually standing in Montpelier right now, where our politicians are working, hopefully trying to lower our taxes, probably wishful thinking. Anyways, I thought I'd give you guys a change of scenery. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of background more. I'm a local real estate agent who's been born and raised in Vermont. If you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell a home, reach out. Okay, let's get into it. Montpelier was chartered in 1781 by settlers from Massachusetts. Before that, the land was settled by Native Americans because of the rich farmland and hunting grounds. When the Europeans came over, they fought, and through war and disease, the natives were driven out. Since then, Montpelier, which sits right on the Winooski River, has continued to grow and now has an estimated population of around 8,000 people. Although, during the day, around 21,000 people work here because of the large number of jobs. Montpelier was named after the French city, and let's just get this out of the way right now because they aren't pronounced the same. Vermont has Montpelier, France has
Montpellier.
Alright, back to the history. In 1805, the people of Vermont decided to make Montpelier the capital, mainly because it's right in the center of Vermont. Soon after, there was a small little statehouse made, but that was replaced by a granite statehouse in 1836. When a fire caused severe damage to it, it was replaced by the building that's right next to me in 1859. In the mid-1800s, Montpelier's financial services industry grew and the National Life Insurance Company was founded in 1848. Today, it hires around 800 people in Vermont and is kind of a giant in the small town of Montpelier, although you likely wouldn't notice it if you came to visit as it's not near the center of town. Also around that time, railroads were built in Montpelier, which really boosted the economy, and then in 1849, Montpelier and East Montpelier became separate towns. In 1875, a fire wiped out a lot of the downtown buildings, and then another disaster hit in 1927 when Main Street was flooded with 12 feet of water. After the flood, the bridges over Winooski River were replaced by several steel truss bridges that are still used today. In 1895, Montpelier became a city, and what's now northern Berlin was annexed from Montpelier. A couple years later, John Hubbard donated 134 acres of land to the state to be used as a park, and since then it's grown and is now home to the Hubbard Park Tower and many long wooded trails to walk and bike on. The city has continued to grow into what it is today, a city centered around government, politics, industry, and commerce. Now that you know the history, let's dive into everything else. Starting with the economy, Montpelier has an estimated median household income of $66,000. There are plenty of jobs available and the unemployment rate is only 2.9%. The median home value sits around $324,000, and since 2000, the average home has appreciated about 4.6% each year. Montpelier has been ranked in the top 5 best places to live in Vermont, as well as the top 5 best places to retire. The crime rate is quite low, so Montpelier is also a very safe place to live. There's a hospital about 10 minutes from Montpelier in Berlin, which means you won't have to worry about driving long distances to a hospital like some Vermonters. The closest airport is the Burlington International Airport, about 45 minutes northwest. Also, Montpelier has a pretty good public transportation system, which can be especially helpful to those who don't like to drive in the winter. With a population of under 8,000, there's a strong sense of community here. Montpelier is predominantly white, with the population being around 92% white. With 32% of the population having a master's degree or higher, Montpelier almost triples the national average of 12%. The town is pretty old, with 48% of the homes being built before 1940, and only 5% of the homes in Montpelier were built since 2000, so you won't find much for new construction homes here. As for schools, Montpelier Elementary School ranks 4 out of 10 on grade schools, Main Street School ranks 7 out of 10, and Montpelier High School ranks 5 out of 10, with the College Success Award, which means the school has done a good job setting their students up for college. Montpelier is also home to the Vermont College of Fine Arts, which enrolls about 440 students. About 15 to 20 minutes away in Northfield is Norwich University, the oldest private military college in the country, which enrolls about 4,200 students annually. Politically, Montpelier leans very Democratic, with about 72% of the voters voting for Biden in 2020. As for things to do, check out downtown Montpelier's several great restaurants, ice cream shops, bakeries, and little shops. There aren't any fast food restaurants, which gives Montpelier a much more small town, small business feel that locals love. There's 3 bookstores, a small movie theater, and a professional actors theater as well. You can also find live music playing at a few different locations and restaurants, mainly in the evening. As mentioned before, Hubbard Park is popular with lots of trails to run, bike, and take your dogs on. There's a cool tower there you can go up as well. In the wintertime, lots of people drive to ski or snowboard at the several different ski resorts within 30 minutes to an hour of driving. You can also enjoy watching a hockey game at Norwich University, or you can take to skates yourself at the Memorial Civic Center. There are no big stores in Montpelier, but if you take a short drive to Berlin and Barrie, there are several. Montpelier does have a Shaw's and a local food co-op with lots of local products and natural foods. There's also a farmer's market most weekends with lots of local vendors, bakeries, products, fresh produce, and even some live music. If you like history and old architecture, you'll love Montpelier. Along with the many old homes, Montpelier's downtown is very historic, and you'll have to be sure to check out the Vermont Historical Society Museum if that interests you. Montpelier has lots of cool old buildings, and the Statehouse is just one of many. One of my favorite things about Montpelier is that from most of the city you can see the gold leaf dome on top of the Statehouse, as well as the several old church spires. As for location, Montpelier is in the middle of nowhere, otherwise known as Central Vermont. The towns around it are for the most part very rural. Waterbury is about 20 minutes northwest, with Stowe about 10 minutes past that. Both are super popular tourist locations, especially in the fall. Also northwest, Burlington is about 45 minutes away. If you want to take a little trip, Boston is just under 3 hours away, and Montreal and Quebec is just over 2 hours north. Just 10 minutes to the east is East Montpelier, where you can find more rural neighborhoods with a better likelihood of getting mountain views and a bit more acreage. Wrapping up, if you're looking for a decent Vermont town with lots of old style homes that's a little bit more affordable than say Burlington, I'd recommend checking Montpelier out. Life might be a little slower paced here, but that's what Vermonters love about it. That's my take on Montpelier, Vermont, so if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also check out my shorts playlist on the things to do in Vermont. And again, if you or anyone you know is looking to buy, sell, or invest, give me a call. This is Jacob Barnes with EXP Realty, and I'll see you next time.